After weeks of uncertainty, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has opted to bring the sentencing and prison reform bill known as the First Step Act to a vote. This comes after receiving pressure from numerous lawmakers and advocacy organizations on both sides of the aisle, and perhaps most importantly, from the president, who tweeted, "Go for it, Mitch," while urging McConnell to give this bill a chance on the Senate floor. While McConnell has said in the past he didn't want to bring this to a vote because of a lack of time in this legislative session, some observers believe he didn't want a Republican fight in the Senate over the details of this bill, a fight that he may still have to have, specifically with Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton, who has been unrelenting in his criticism of the First Step Act.
I gotta say, there are people who have come to this process with real concern about getting this right. Tom Cotton is not one of those people.
Jessica Sloan is the national director and co-founder of Cut 50, a prison reform initiative that has been lobbying to get the First Step Act to President Trump's desk.
Tom Cotton despises everything criminal justice reform. I see that he has gone in and found a way to spin things and make misinformation that sounds really scary to the media. However, he is wrong.
Cotton has raised several concerns surrounding the bill, but the big one is he believes it offers early release to violent felons and sex offenders. In response to his criticism, lawmakers have added several additional offenses to the bill's exclusion list, which is the list of prisoners who are excluded from receiving time off their in-prison sentence. While Sloan still supports this version of the bill, she doesn't believe there should be an exclusion list at all.
I don't think anybody should be excluded from the time credits in this bill. But I think that if we had somebody who had been in there for 10 years, even if they had committed a violent crime, I would rather that person come home in 9.5 years, having gone through almost a decade of rehabilitation programming, than come home and live next to me after 10 years not having taken any of that programming.
The Senate reportedly doesn't have the unanimous consent it needs to fast-track a vote on the criminal justice reform bill this week, but GOP leadership still claims the bill will get a vote before this legislative session ends.